Hi YouTube and Happy New Year. I just wanted to take a moment to talk about how things have been going since I've moved into my new place. My previous videos were about me moving on Thanksgiving Day. And when I moved in, I talked about things like I didn't have everything moved in at that point. Did a brief scan of the rooms and showed you the general nature of how my place looks, which this is actually much more affordable place than where I was before. And I have the opportunity to own it, which is pretty awesome. Well, when I moved in, there were some issues like the dishwasher. The door wouldn't stay latched. And I thought, well, how am I supposed to deal with that? There was a YouTube video on it. So I will link later the video that I watched, so the guy that shared that information will get credit on that, because it was a very simple process, and like he said, on a rate of 1 out of 10, this is one of the simplest things that you could do, is repairing that latch on the dishwasher. This is my old broken part. The new part cost me about 24 bucks, and it took me about 20 minutes to do it. I can show you where things are found in the dishwasher to do what needed to be done, but I think it would be more fair if I just shared the link to the other guy's video, so that way you can get it straight from the horse's mouth and not have just my second-hand information. But it was pretty awesome that I was able to do it, and I improved upon my kitchen very quickly and very easily, just in following those steps, ordering that part, turning off the power, and making that replacement and turning everything back on. It's nice to have a working dishwasher. Another issue that I had when I first moved in was that my storage space magically disappeared. Meaning that someone took it in the basement. And I talked to someone from the building association, and they said, well, that's not right. You should have a space. Take this space. Take whatever space is open, and list your unit number on there. And I did. And somebody came along, took my unit number off of there, and took that space. And I said, well, but I have a lock on that, and I have my items in that. Doesn't seem quite fair. I even mentioned in a previous video, the Thanksgiving Day video, that I didn't think it was very fair, because I needed a space too, especially if I'm paying and I am considered as a homeowner. It's a small home. It's 645 square feet, but it's big enough for me, and I have the right to one space, as everyone else does. Long and short of it is, I did end up getting a space. I did end up getting to keep the second space. And they asked me to be on the board. I thought, okay, this is nice. We'll see where this goes. Just as a board member at large, because I haven't been on this particular type of board before, and I'll have an opportunity to give some input and impact the area that I live in. So that was another positive that came out of everything. Third positive thing that came out of everything. In the city where I live, in Minneapolis, a lot of people have an opportunity to have bins where they can process their organic products, and like bananas and coffee grounds and all of that. But being a part of an association like this, for some reason the city doesn't allow that to happen. You have to pay for your own bin. If it was an individual home, yes, they would give you that bin. If it was an apartment building, yes, they would give you that bin. But because this is considered a part of a condo association, for some reason they don't do that. And I didn't really understand that, but it is what it is. But one of the homeowners here purchased a bin for everyone to use, which is awesome, and left a little note in the laundry room, saying, "Hey, I purchased this bin," and it's not the little slim bins like most apartment buildings or other places have for their organic things. It's one of the larger, rounder ones, so that we can all put our coffee grounds and banana peels or whatever is organic in there and compost it and be able to use that good, rich compost to improve our soil and improve our plants and our gardening, which is awesome. Because if you've been watching my videos for a while, I like the gardening piece of it. If you haven't watched them for a while, or if you're new to my channel, go back and check out some of the gardening videos. I do enjoy the gardening, and I do enjoy growing food and being able to share food with others, because food is something that we all need. It's vital for our lives. I'm up drinking. It's New Year, so I've got my Merry Christmas and Happy New Year mug, and I've got a cup of coffee. And in this cup of coffee, I have 1 square of dark chocolate. Just to add a little flavor, give it a little kick. Dark chocolate, according to my doctor, is very good for you. So, first time I bought some dark chocolate, it was like 70% cocoa. And I bit into it and I was like, it's a little bitter, but it's okay. I can handle that. So it helps to move me away from eating the milk chocolate. You still like milk chocolate? I'm not hating on you. Go ahead and have your milk chocolate. But I thought, well, I'm just going to start eating this dark chocolate, because my health has improved through the past 1.5 years since I started doing this channel and doing these videos. If you've watched my videos and how the meals have been prepared and everything, it's really had a positive impact on my health. My heart health, my blood pressure, my cholesterol. My blood pressure numbers are awesome now, where before it was really kind of sketchy. My cholesterol has leveled off and everything is looking good. This last time, though, when I went to go buy some dark chocolate, because when I talked to my doctor again, I was like, dark chocolate isn't so bad. He said, I'm glad you like that. It's best to have it at 92 to 95% cocoa. And I thought, okay, I don't know how much different that's going to be from what I have. But what did I do? I went out and I bought 95% cocoa. Brought it home. Took one of the squares out. Took a bite into it. There was no sweetness at all. Ugh. But you know what happened? I put the rest of it back in the pack. Stuck it on top of the bread box, and I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't like wasting money. But I ended up putting 1 square of this dark chocolate into my coffee, and it gives it a really good flavor without adding any sugar, without adding any cream. It's an exquisitely intense cocoa flavor, like it says. 4 pieces is considered a serving. I only used 1 piece. I think I'm going to keep that up. And it's a lot cheaper than going out to those coffee places where you're paying $4 or $5 for 1 drink that will have the chocolate in it, but it'll have lots of sugar and maltodextrins and false stuff in there, and then the whipped cream on top, and the caramel and all the other stuff. That stuff sounds good, But, you know, I've found that since I have made these changes to my own diet and how I view food and how I eat, I'm much healthier. I feel better. I have much more energy. What I'm drinking and eating tastes good. And it's good for me at the same time. So I've even been using the multi-pot that I told you about before in a previous video. Took a package of mixed vegetables, tossed it in, took an Italian sausage, it was a veggie Italian sausage, and chopped it up and put it in. And for those of you who aren't into the veggie foods, give it a try. You might like it. And if you're not interested in that at all, you can go ahead and put your meat into your own dish. But eating this plant-based sausage was really good. And like I said, my health has improved. You know, and I'm someone that 2 years ago I had really clogged arteries, according to my doctor. And literally my health has been improving overall. And, I've lost some weight and built more muscle mass, which is a good thing for me. And to be able to walk several miles without exhaustion is really good for me. Anyway, I did this soup. I even threw in a half a cup of some dried pinto beans out of the bag. Put it in the multi-pot, which is pretty much like a knockoff of the Instapot. They work the same. And put it for the chili setting. And within an hour, it was done. And delicious. And by using the amount that I did, using the cup of the frozen mixed vegetables and the half a cup of the dried pinto beans, and then adding a little meat and, a little bit of parsley and some seasonings in there, it's enough for 2 days. So that way it wasn't an overabundance of that, because I would hate to make too much and then not be able to use it or eat it at all. But that's what I did with that. But if you'd like, I can take you and show you around so you can see how things have updated. See, things are together in the kitchen. And this works the way it's supposed to. Yay. Which makes me happy. I had 2 big mirrors in the old place. And I was bound and determined to bring those mirrors with me. So this is one of those mirrors right here. I put it behind my piano. And the other mirror is over here in the back side of my bookshelf where I have my plants. Plants on the top, my books, albums on the bottom, some CDs and DVDs, some sign language things are there on that first level. I'm actually getting used to the green walls, which kind of amazes me because I wasn't really sure how I felt about that. Sorry about the light in the window, but you can see that I found the curtains that I was looking for. I've got a little bit of rearranging to do over here, because although everything is in its place, and I actually like how the bookshelves line up there, I like the way that feels, but the way these chairs are, it's just not working for me. They would have to be on either side of the window with the table in between, or else I may end up having to take those things and move them over to this side, and then take the chaise and move it over to the other side. That might be what I do to improve upon things, to make it have a better feeling for me, be more comfortable for me. And as you see, I have this wooden stool, bench, or whatever you'd like to call it. It's the absolute perfect height for me, and I got it at the farmer's market. when I used to clown at the market. I wasn't able to this past season because of COVID and all the restrictions and not being able to have people linger around for me to entertain or whatever. But I was able to get this, and it was handmade by someone who calls his company Putts and Woods. And he would take wood products and he would make benches, he'd make tables, he'd make chairs, he would make a variety of things. And he was very good at it. So I look forward to seeing him again this spring, when the market opens back up this spring or summer, if he's able to be there. Because right now, our world is changing and we're not sure how anything is going to be. That's a reality. Take a peek. Take a peek in the laundry room, which is kind of full. I still have some organizing to do, but I hang my coats on the back of the door, and I've got the shelving unit that's all full of hats and cleaning supplies and whatnot. And over on the other side, I've got other things stored right there. So, as you can see, things are coming along. Best thing, number one, is that I'm completely moved out of the old place, completely done with the old place, because that kept being kind of a lingering problem for me. You know, it's like, yay, I've got my keys to the new place. Now I got to deal with the old place. Having to go back and forth and back and forth. And I needed to just get done with that and let it go. So, for me, letting it go was one of the best things that I could do. And part of letting it go was, for me, realizing that I didn't need all that stuff. Because my first priority when I got this new place was bring over everything that I absolutely need right away. And I had one person to help me. We brought stuff over. We brought over what I absolutely needed right away. Then I found myself going back and forth and back and forth, bringing over other things that I thought I'd need. But after doing that for a couple of weeks, first of all, going up and down 2 flights of stairs, trying to do that to bring over stuff, piecemealing it little by little, hard for one person. Secondly, after doing that for a couple of weeks, I just found myself going, whoa, wait a minute. And I looked around, and you saw my previous video, and if you haven't seen it, please feel free to go back and check out my Thanksgiving, 2020 I moved video. I looked around and was like, actually I have everything I need. I don't really need anything else. So why am I feeling this attachment to this stuff? I don't need this stuff. So what did I do? I went back over. Somebody just dropped something above me. I went back over and did one more look around and look through things, make sure I had photographs or whatever that I really absolutely wanted to have with me. And all my instruments and art stuff, of course. And then I said, you know what? I'm done. Called, asked people if they wanted anything. Hey, I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. Nobody wants anything? Okay. I called 1-800-GOT-JUNK people. And scheduled for them to come and take whatever was left at the end of the week. So that way it gave people time to come if they changed their mind and, oh, you know what? I think I do want da-da-da. They came. They cleared out everything. And then I was able to go back and just sweep and mop and clean up and turn in those keys and close that chapter of my life. And here I am at peace in my new home with the woodwork that I absolutely love, and the hardwood floors, the crown molding, the things that I really, really like, things that really give me peace, and I don't miss that other stuff. And I know sometimes people get these attachments to their stuff and they feel like they just can't go on without them. But what did you do before you had those things? Really, you didn't have those things all your life. And some of those things may be broken. Some of those things may be worn out. Maybe things that you've had for years and haven't even thought about or done anything with for years. So why do you still have them? Something to think about. Because just like food can be an emotional thing for people, it's an addiction that can be like an attachment. It's not just, for some people, food is an addiction. It's a way of dealing with your emotions and rejection and hurt or whatever has been going on in your life. And I'm not speaking as a medical professional. I'm just speaking from my own life experience. Rejection can be hard, and it plays out in people's lives in different ways. Food is one of those ways, which is why I feel like it's important to use food for nutrition and good things, and to be mindful of what you're feeling and how you're expressing what you feel. But collections of items is also a concern. Some people collect straws. Some people like to have dirty clothes all around them. They just do. I've just met people that have that appreciation. I'm not there. I'm just saying, how healthy is that for you? Really. So, it was just interesting. My moving and transitioning from one place to another and having those feelings come up. And I've helped people who have had hoarding disorder before, many times. And it's like, there's that little piece that's within us where we might all have a little piece of that in us where we want to just keep stuff. Do we really need to keep everything? No, not really. I don't think so. But to each his own. But there you have it. You've seen an update on my place. I'll do a future update when I get that living room really totally organized and I'm down to the last few things in the closet, and I might just do an update that's just closet focused, and then we'll start doing more videos with the cooking with gas, using the microwave, which I know I haven't been big on doing, but I have a microwave here, so I may start doing some videos on some quick and easy microwave meals, oven meals, crock pot meals, air fryer meals, and Instapot or multi-pot meals. Thank you for taking the time to join me today, and I hope that you're well and that your new year brings you everything that you hope for.